Making news now. An Illinois campaign worker comes forward with harassment allegations. A trial has been set for the kidnapping of a University of Illinois student, and not so pretty news from a popular makeup retailer. Live from Southern Illinois University, this is River Region Evening Edition. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Zach Warhus.
And I'm Jacob Gordon. Illinois Democrat worker Kalena Hampton has claims party officials took too long to respond after she reported sexual harassment by a male supervisor last February. Hampton reported Supervisor Kevin Quinn for sending suggestive texts and repeatedly asking her out. Quinn was dismissed this past Tuesday after an investigation, but Hampton feels officials delayed action to protect the former Mike Madigan aide.
Accepting that they weren't going to protect me and that I was going to lose everything I worked for because a man could not control himself was devastating. I never wanted to do this, but I know that my silence only protects the perpetrator and the organization, which will allow the situation to happen to someone else.
Text logs show that Hampton asked Quinn several times to stop texting her, and calls to Quinn's number went unanswered today.
Illinois Senate President John Cullerton is urging Governor Bruce Rauner to propose a balanced budget plan. Cullerton told reporters that the governor has never proposed a budget in which spending matched revenue. Rauner says that's not true and plans to unveil a 2019 budget proposal tomorrow. An off-duty Chicago police officer has been killed. Spokesman Anthony Guglielmi says the off-duty officer was shot today while assisting a department tactical team at the state government office building in downtown area of the city. Guglielmi says the officer was transported from the James R. Thompson Center to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he later died. The suspect is in custody.
A kidnapping and murder suspect in Illinois won't go on trial for another year. Brent Christensen is accused of abducting and killing a U of I Chinese scholar, Yingying Zhang. Zhang's body has not been found yet, but investigators believe that she's dead and that Christensen is responsible. On Monday, a judge set the trial for April of 2019. The vice president of the Chinese American Association of Central Illinois is shocked that it's taking so long.
I'm really concerned because from all we heard, we know the last year or so, this individual is quite dangerous and it can do a lot of damage to the people. I have kids, we all have kids in the local community. I feel like threatened when he's around.
The government is seeking the death penalty for Christensen if he's convicted.
The Illinois Department of Public Health has confirmed 2 cases of Legionnaire's disease among a veterans' home in Quincy, Illinois. The department is taking measures to stop the spread of the potentially deadly bacteria. Both residents are doing well. These cases come after Governor Rauner was criticized for the handling of a similar outbreak in which 13 people died. A Southern Illinois county is providing a daily bill that can help prevent infection for people at risk of HIV. The Southern Illinois reports that the Jackson County Health Department is providing pre-exposure prophylaxis, or PrEP. The preventative drug is more than 90% effective for sexual transmission and 70% effective for needle transmission.
I don't know about you, but it was nice to see the sunshine out today.
Yeah, it was beautiful. We got up to 40 today, I think.
Yes.
We're supposed to get even warmer. Let's go to Jordan Taylor for more with the weather. Jordan?
We are looking at warmer conditions for the rest of the day. If you take a look right here, temperatures are going to range from the low 40s, but that's not really the story. It is a lot warmer significantly than last night, but this is what the story is. Clouds on the increase through the night, even changing into some rain and possible thunderstorms overnight. So we'll be taking a look at that. But later in my full forecast, I do have that lovely Valentine's Day forecast for you coming up. 60s and a bit of more showers later on in the week. Plus, I have that 5-day forecast and the bus stop forecast for the kids coming up.
In addition, the DACA debate heats up in Washington.
And some unsettling news from a popular makeup chain. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.
Evening, the top brass of the intelligence community testifying on Capitol Hill today. The topic, worldwide threats.
As Omar Jimenez reports, the open hearing touched on a wide array of threats from North Korea to China. However, a big chunk of it focused on one single country, Russia.
In a Senate Intelligence Committee hearing entitled Worldwide Threats, this panel is exactly what you'd expect to see. The heads of the top 6 U.S. intelligence agencies, including the CIA, NSA, and FBI, all warning that technology is the top national security threat.
The United States is under attack. The United States is threatened by cyber attacks every day.
And Russian interference in the electoral process remains a significant concern.
There should be no doubt that Russia perceived that its past efforts as successful and views the 2018 U.S. midterm elections as a potential target for Russian influence operations.
The committee's top Democrats saying the U.S. is ill-prepared to handle the Russian threat going forward.
We've had more than a year to get our act together and address the threat posed by Russia. But I believe, unfortunately, we still don't have a comprehensive plan.
And on the threat of global conflict, Director of National Intelligence Dan Coats issuing a grave warning.
The risk of interstate conflict is higher than any time since the end of the Cold War.
Then there's the threat from North Korea.
We can see as they ratchet up their nuclear capability, making a response more difficult, their capacity to do harm in the region as a result of their incredible conventional capabilities alone increases.
Pompeo added he would provide more detail concerning the response to the escalating North Korean threat in a closed hearing this afternoon. In Washington, I'm Omar Jimenez.
The immigration debate is officially underway with a lot to negotiate. Senate leaders of both parties appeared together at the University of Louisville today. Republicans declared they would only allow the immigration to be debated on the Senate floor for a week. President Trump is proposing a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants in exchange for $25 billion for border security, including his long-promised wall. A Republican bill has already been put forward with those guidelines, as well as sharp cuts to family-based migration, ending the diversity lottery program, and giving federal authorities enhanced enforcement powers, which the Democrats are against.
I was disappointed that the majority leader attempted to start voting today with an amendment that does absolutely nothing to address DACA.
We've got multi-days here to deal with an issue we've been talking about for a very long time. There's no reason not to come together and get a solution this week.
For any measure to pass, it will take 60 votes, which requires support from both Republicans and Democrats. A Kansas professor and his family can continue to fight this deportation now that a judge has approved another stay of removal. After weeks of heartbreak and confusion, Monday brought even more shock for the family of Syed Jamal. Jamal had been living in the U.S. for more than 30 years when he was arrested in his front lawn on January 24th for overstaying a voluntary departure order in 2011. After an initial deny, the stay of removal was approved for Jamal. However, his family knows that he's not out of danger yet.
Very, very stressful. We're doing everything we can, trying to get this thing resolved as fast as possible.
In spite of the temporary stay of removal, Jamal's future remains uncertain, with the threat of deportation still a very real possibility.
Adam Rippon, one of the openly gay Olympians representing the U.S., is receiving criticism for being open about his sexuality and refusing an invitation from Vice President Mike Pence. After winning bronze medal for figure skating, Rippon remarked, "I don't want my Olympic experience to be about Mike Pence."
I've heard a lot of people like, whoa, Adam Rippon should tone it down and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I can't tone it down. I'm being me, and I'm being myself, and I would be doing myself an injustice, and I'd be doing an injustice to those kids who don't feel like they're comfortable to be themselves.
Rippon and the rest of the USA figure team have won the bronze medal for the group event. Retailer Ulta is being accused of repackaging and reselling returned cosmetics. The complaint filed last week in the Cook County Circuit Court cites claims by former employees of Ulta that a corporation has a limit on how many returned items can be thrown away. The danger of selling repackaged makeup comes in pathogens such as E. coli and Klebsiella, bacteria that can remain on products for weeks.
The managers will take the used products out of the damaged bin, and if they look good enough to resell, they'll put them back on the shelves and resell them so that they don't exceed their quota.
A spokesperson from Ulta is defending the lawsuit, saying that the health and safety of Ulta Beauty guests is a top priority, and we strive to consistently deliver an optimal experience every time they shop there.
Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, and if you don't know what to get your significant other, try chocolate.
It's not only a romantic gift, but it also has some health benefits. Evening Edition reporter Justin Broom explains.
There is never a bad time for chocolate, and while it may be linked with love and romance, it also has some healthy benefits.
Chocolate's more than just a matter of the heart for what we give to people that we love. Chocolate has nutrients in it that can help us to protect our heart. They're called flavonols, and they help to increase the blood flow to your heart.
One study says as little as 1/4 of an ounce of chocolate a day may keep the heart doctor away. Dark chocolate, that is. The German Institute of Human Nutrition says it could lower the risk of experiencing a heart attack or stroke. Another study says chocolate can help improve a person's mood. It's also a good antioxidant and helps with inflammation. However, not all chocolate is created equal.
Dark chocolate can be a source of some vitamins and minerals, but it is also going to be a source of added sugar.
Remember, moderation is key. For today's Health Minute, I'm Justin Broom.
You can see 60 degrees later in the week, but is there rain on the way?
And stocks ended the day with positive results. Stay tuned for the nightly business report at 5:30 right here on WSIU.
Possible rain chances on Friday. Saturday, a bit of a rebound with some sun. Hopefully we do have a nice weekend, but as you can see, Sunday brings 50s, but more rain. So this is Mother Nature telling us that we're ending winter a little bit, but we're getting into spring. I know, right?
Yeah.
Yes, because we're over the ice at this point. I'm tired of slipping,
So am
honestly.
I.
Haven't fell yet, but, you know, cross our fingers here, knock on the wood. But warmer temperatures, definitely hoping this rain just, you know, washes all that salt away off our cars, and we can go wash them a little bit and, you know, kind of get into that spring flow.
Can't wait.
I hope so. Can't wait for it. All right, thanks, Jordan. And now here's Patrick with a look at sports.
Well, coming up, the Sulky women's golf team gets back onto the greens, and an Olympic athlete makes history. Stay tuned. And here is your play of the day as Zach Levine snags the ball away from Shelvin Mack and throws it down with one hand. That play gives the Bulls a 105-101 victory over the Orlando Magic. Levine finished tonight with 18 points and 7 boards. Wow, that steal was amazing, and he just threw it down. I can't even dunk like that.
Pat, I can't even run down the court like that. What are you talking about?
That was an absolutely incredible play. Thank you so much, Pat. Love is in the air, but what is the Valentine's Day forecast like? Jordan Taylor will tell us next.
But first, the new Snapchat update is getting a lot of backlash. We're back in 90 seconds. After an update introduced last week, it appears that Snapchat users are furious. I as well. So much that over 800,000 people have signed a petition to encourage the company to revert back to the basics. The popular app previously featured content from friends, publishers, and celebrities on one page. Now there's a separate page for both publishers and friends. Users are criticizing that the new interface design is too difficult to navigate. A spokesperson tells CNN, updates as big as this one can take a little time getting used to, but we hope that the community will enjoy it once they settle in.
Every frog dreams of kissing his princess, and this one is taking all the help he can get. Romeo is an 11-year-old Bolivian water frog on a mission to save his species. Researchers say Romeo has been calling out for a mate for the past decade. Match.com is teaming up with Global Wildlife Conservation and the Bolivian Amphibian Initiative in a fundraising campaign to help Romeo find his Juliet. The online dating giant will match each donation made through Valentine's Day. The goal is to raise $15,000 before Valentine's Day for 10 expeditions to places where Romeo's species were once common.
Speaking of Valentine's Day, with that new Snapchat update, you could definitely use it to Snapchat probably the girl you've always liked.
You think the frog's going to Snapchat his little date?
I mean, he's been calling out for, what, a decade? I think it's time.
I don't think he's going to like the new update. But let's talk about what the forecast is going to be like.
Yeah,
Valentine's Day forecast, we're going to start off with some rain just a little bit in the morning time. But as you can see, clouds are still going to be on the increase, but it's the temperature that I think everyone's going to like tomorrow. It's going to be near 60, so you can get out and enjoy some of that time being outside, especially if you have a late date or a late movie, late dinner. You can do all that stuff. But as you can see, for the rest of the week, we're still expecting possible chance for some showers to move into the region Thursday, especially looking at 66 degrees. degrees. I know that catches everyone's eye, but it's the
Yes.
rain that might keep everyone indoors. But as you can see, Friday, we're dropping because of the cold front back into the 30s, but possible rebound into the weekend, possible showers back in on Sunday.
All right. Thank you, Jordan. And thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at River Region News. Our webpage is riverregionnews.wordpress.com. I'm Jacob Gordon.
And I'm Zach Warhus. For Jordan Taylor, Patrick Cotto, and all the students who work on Evening Edition, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.